to post on IGTV or somewhere else. Anyway, so what was I saying? So your ideal body is different from your goal body. So I'll quickly explain. Your goal body is that picture that you have in your head. Don't ask me how I came to this conclusion. I was literally thinking about something last 2 weeks. You know how like fresh revelation comes to you? Exactly. Anyway, so your goal body is that one that you're like, oh, if I can just get that body. Trust me, I have my own goal body too. But your ideal body is a byproduct of you forming a good relationship with nutrition, but that's the food you eat, with exercise, and with your mindset. Okay? Yeah. So there's a difference between your goal and your ideal body. How you want to interpret that is kind of personal. So some people have a middle ground, like, okay, so if they find themselves at their ideal body, then they can then say, okay, let me walk towards my goal body. Do you understand what I mean? So your ideal body would be naturally the kind of body shape that you have, right? If you were just following those rules. However, if you wanted a goal body, you can intentionally walk towards it. Yeah? Good. If you have any questions whilst I'm talking, just put it in. I'll scroll back to check, or hold on to it and ask me later. So we're talking about our ideal body now and how we can walk to our goal body. So I needed to start with that so that you understand when I make the connection. Yeah? Okay, so forgive me for looking into my notes, but my ego, you know those things that we put in our eyes? I'm not really today. So the first thing you need to do is to check what kind of body image you have. Okay? Most people don't realize that they have a negative body image. So a negative body image is one that stems from, I don't know, sometimes it's not even people that gave it to us. Sometimes we gave this, we made up this image based on external factors. So a negative body image could stem from a comment that someone has passed to you before. It could be from what you've been watching, listening to, or what society has fed you as the kind of image or body that you should have. It can actually even come from nice compliments. Okay, give you an example. So there was one time in your life that you lost weight and you were looking really good. You felt really confident, and you're naturally like, everything is within my reach. You know, that kind of feeling on top of the world kind of thing. And then people start to go, oh my God, you look good, you look gorgeous, like that kind of a thing. And God forbid, something happens in life and you find yourself back to square one. You would naturally think that people like you best when you are at that stage. Okay? And so you begin to become very conscious of how you present yourself to people. So it's like you think that they're asking you for that kind of body or that kind of image that you should have, whereas they may not even have communicated it to you in that manner. They were just complimenting you in, do you see, like, oh, she's looking good. I can say that, but we have to be really conscious of how we process information that we see, we hear, and it's being told to us. Okay, it's still part of being told to us. This is part of here. So you have to find out if you have a negative body image. Are you someone that you go on a holiday and you can't go to the pool with your children because you can't wear bathing suits because someone is going, or people will be staring at you and that kind of thing? That is a negative body image. I can give you so many instances, and they're so private because women don't tend to speak about these things at all. Yeah, you have like stretch marks in one place. You have like cellulite, I remember sometime, I can't remember when, I think I had cellulite at some point. Oh my God. I would wear, if you come to my house, if you know me well, in my house, I'm wearing a pair of joggers as I'm talking. The only thing good about this is my top. I mean, I'm real. And that's because I usually wear my hoodie. Yeah. But I had to dress up because I had an important meeting. Anyway, so you would see me wearing my joggers. Under my joggers, it's kind of a habit that I formed because of this negative thing, is I would wear like a cycling short. Okay. So my understanding was that the cycling short was supposed to put, all those cellulite and jiggly things in place, right? So that when I walk, it doesn't, you get what I mean? You're a woman, you get what I mean? It doesn't move about, that kind of thing. I don't like to see those kind of things. So I imagine myself not doing it as well. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it, but if you're doing it because you're embarrassed, you're feeling, that kind of ill feeling about yourself, then it's a negative body image. Okay? So you want to find out what kind of image you have about your body. Is it negative? Is it positive? Are you someone like, I don't give a hoot, I'm going to go swimming, I'm going to go to the beach with my children, irrespective of how I look, obviously dressed up in a nicer way, but irrespective of what my tummy looks like, what my legs look like, what my arms look like, they're not like turkey wings kind of thing. I don't care. There's some people that they actually do not care, but most of us, we care. So you want to find out what kind of body image you have, where that body image came from. Why do you need to know where it came from? Because you need to eradicate. You need to sniff it. Sniff. My daughter said, no, snip, scissors. You need to snip it right from the root. Because if you don't snip it from the root, if you keep cutting it from the top, it grows, doesn't it? So you need to snip it. How can you do that? Snip it. And then you also need to find out where it's coming from so that you can snip it and you know how to snip it. So with mine personally, so right from when I was young, I always wanted to be a model. Always. Like, I always say, I'm going to be a model one day. Ask me. I'm not Tolu. And I was slim. But I always wanted to be a model. And for me, I know how models are portrayed. Well, back then, how they were portrayed. And it's like the perfect image, the perfect look, all skinny, long-looking legs, and, shiny skin, that kind of thing. So I just had that. That's how I have to look because I want to be that. Yeah? And that haunted me. I mean, like, for most of my life, like my adult life, up to 2 years ago or something. But it's haunted me since then. So with me, I had to remove those things from my face. So I had to stop looking at those magazines. I mean, I literally, that subscription that you have 12 magazines, they come every time they have an issue. I used to have it. And my work then, they used to have that subscription as well. So lots, I would look at, oh my God, that dress, oh my God, that, it won't feel this way if you have that kind of arm, you have to get rid of them until you're strong enough to look at them without being bothered, okay? If it is something that you listen to all the time, if it's someone that is always doing that into your ears, you need to snip them off. Don't think I'm harsh. It's just that if you want peace of mind, there's some relationships that you need to get rid of. Okay. So another thing that you'll be able to decipher if you have a negative or positive body image is if you're always preparing for a season in your life. Like, it's my brother's wedding, I have to look peng. Nah, that's wrong because you're always doing it. Do you understand? Cycle. Or it's summer. Ooh, I'm going on holiday. I have to look peng. No. You should look peng if you wanted to all year long, not for a different season and then you keep doing the same thing. So January you start again, or March you start again till July and then you abandon it, August and then you start again. That's no kind of life. So in that way, you're expecting people to love you at that stage. You're expecting people to admire you or to give you compliments when you get to that stage. That means that you're living your life in the future, not in now. Yeah, in hope that when you get there, you will get these things. But that's not the way to live. So, what's the first thing I said? The perspective, which is also the belief you have about your body, is important. So you need to find out what you have now, and then you need to change it. change it to a good one. That's one of the ways that that's the first step to get into your ideal body. Okay, so the second step is you need to know, oh wow, is that my brother? Something has come down today. Okay, so the second step is you need to know what kind of body type you have. Okay, we have 3 main body types. Let me see if I remember: ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. I'll explain them, don't worry. I've written them here so that I don't forget. So we have the ectomorph. I'm going to start with the ectomorph. They're those long, lean ones. I'm going to give you a graphic image of them so that you know them. And I'll give you an example. Kenyans, they run like, you know them, lean, long, skinny, lanky kind of thing. Who can I use to explain it? What's that runner? That dark one? That world, the British guy, but dark skinned. You know the person I'm talking about. His name came to me now and then he's left. Can somebody help me? No, okay. But you know what I'm talking about. So those are those kind of people, ectomorphs. They are long and lean, delicate. They look like the wind is going to blow them off, the road. They find it really difficult to gain weight, those people. I know one, she likes to eat meat. She's not here, but she listens, she will know. They're mostly the marathon runner. Mo Farah, thank you. Mo Farah is that kind of a person, yeah? And their metabolism is fast, like pshim. And that's why they find it really hard to lose weight, because no matter how much they eat, it doesn't show on their body. Yes, thank you. It's Mo Farah. So those are ectomorphs, okay? Now, if someone like that wanted to lose weight, if perchance they gained weight and they wanted to lose weight because of one thing or the other, there's so many reasons that women can lose weight. I think I'm going to do another session on that. You could, it could be because of childbirth. You could have a medical condition. You could have thyroid. So many things. What's that thing that runs the way your body feels? Can't remember now, but I'm going to do a session on that. So it could be that. So when those kind of people try to lose weight, it goes really fast for them, because remember, they have a fast metabolism, and then they start doing the right things. That's it. It just clicks. So if you're that kind of a person, there is very long hope for you. like very big hope for you. Now, the second part. So this kind of person, I think I'm going to run through the nutrition. I'm going to give some tips on nutrition. So those kind of people, they get away with eating anything and everything, They're those kind of people that they eat high amounts of carbs, because if they don't, they go into fatigue, because that's what their body runs on. Excuse me. Now, the ectomorphs are those people that they're not fat, they're not skinny, they're in the middle. They're those people that pack on weight on the midriff. Like, you can see a skinny tall person, not skinny, but you know what I mean. Most of them usually about medium size and stuff, but their mid section is always big. Like that's where their weight stores. Those kind of people. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, I need to explain them. So they're a bit stocky, not too stocky. They're a bit stocky. They have like wider body. They have muscles, yes, and have strength advantage. Their metabolism is usually slow, those people, like very, very slow. So that's why when they eat, it just stops there instead of going round the body. I think they call them apple shape. If you were to look at it in that fashion perspective, they call them apple shape. So those are ectomorphs, yeah? The reason I'm running you through this is so that you know how to eat for the kind of body that you have. It's like you have the right knowledge, you have the right data. You know how data is king now. You have the right data so that you can make the right informed decisions. Yeah. So the decisions that you make will be aligned with what you know, and bam, the magic happens. So those are those people. The third set is the mesomorphs. So the mesomorphs are kind of people like me. it does take a while to gain lean muscles, but for them, they start to pop like really faster, not too fast, but it would show on them faster than it would show on others. These people can be lean and muscular at the same time. If you see those fitness models, most of them are mesomorphs. So you see them, they're lean, but you can see their muscles popping. Yeah, they're mainly mesomorphs. Either they're mesomorphs or they are the first part, the endomorph, and they've actually they eat more so that they can build muscles. Yeah, okay. So they're naturally athletics and athletes. Yeah, they are athletic in nature, but they're athletes. Don't let my daughter hear you. They're naturally, because they have strength. They're very strong. So things that people can naturally do, they're able to do it because their muscles, remember, it packs on a lot of strength. So, I mean, they run fast as well. Let me give you a very vivid example. What's that? Usain Bolt. Yes, Usain Bolt. And you can tell from the kind of body shape they have, the kind of sport or the type of sport they get into. The Mo Farah can run really long distance. Remember that he eats quite a lot and he has stored up energy, whilst Usain Bolt is strong, right? So he can run really fast, but it has to be for a short period of time. It takes someone in the middle to be able to do both of them at the same time. Yeah, it doesn't mean that people like Usain Bolt cannot run long distance. It just means that they're better off running short distance. My daughter is an example. My first one, she used to say, "Oh, mommy, I hate running. I don't like running. I always come last. You know, can I not run in school? Can I not do this? Can I not do that?" Until one day, she happened to be placed in sprints, and then she started coming in first because she's naturally built like that. Do you understand? So, and then I said to her, "Boy, you can run short distance," but she was focused on people run longer than I can, and obviously she doesn't have the strength to do it. And because she's an athlete, she does better in games, you know, those ones that you really need energy to do. Do you understand? Okay, so someone say it can change depending on how you train it, and you can also have two types. Okay, so you can like I said, you can have two types of body. Why am I running you like I already said? That it's because I want you to be able to decipher what you are and how you can train your body instead of going through these cycles. And remember, my goal is to educate you so that you make informed decisions. That's all. My goal is to educate you. That is my own calling, to educate women and men if they want to hear or listen, so that they can live happy. There's no point living and letting weight, how you look and all that dictate how you live. There's no point to it. I've gone through it all, and I understand when women are not happy because of how they look. So how does this help me? How does this help you? What you want to do, I mean, I can run you through it. I'm careful of my time, but what you want to do is find out, based on my explanation, you would have already determined who you where you stand, and then you start to eat like that. So if you are an what's that, endomorph is the second one, is endomorph. Okay, I typed this all on my phone, then I had to send it to myself and then print it out, because remember, I was out of the house for a while. So if you are an endomorph, right, you want to limit the amount of carbs that you eat. Yeah? You are this kind of person that you should eat more vegetables. Not that you can't eat carbs. I don't, if you've been through my program for you, they'll tell you, I don't say don't eat carbs, but you can't eat it like the ectomorphs will do. Yeah? You want to know that this is the amount that my body can take. Some people, actually, they will go through that, I'll try from 70 grams, 80 grams, and then they will find the sweet spot, such that when they stay on that number, they lose weight. But when they go lower or they go higher, it fluctuates. Do you understand? It takes a while. It takes a bit of here and there to get to try and error, but you will get there. So you want to find out what kind of body shape you have so that you can eat for it. Or this is the third part. Or do you have an ideal body in mind? Okay, and you want to move towards that. So like Tony said, can your body type change? Let's say I'm a mesomorph, right? So strength training is my thing and all that. And with me, when I eat lots of sugar, you will know, my body knows. But when I start to train for me to be able to be lean and you know what I mean, and toned, they call it toned, but you want to tone at the same time, it means that I have to do half and half. I have to make sure that I'm balanced in cardio and have to make sure that I'm balanced in strength training. If I wanted to increase my strength training because I want to pack on more muscles, the more muscles I have, you may not see it, and you may, the more I'm able to eat. So I like it. So if I wanted to get more lean, and be really, really lean and all that, then I will probably increase my my strength training. What it does is that it makes my shoulders too broad, and then my tops don't fit properly. But you see that I'm lean, but my shoulders too broad. So we're all different. So I already found that out. And another thing that I've noticed, especially with African women, is that most of us we have big behinds, and we cannot train. I think I'm going to do another life on that. We cannot train the way that our counterparts are changing. You know the counterparts I'm talking about. We cannot train the way they're training. Most of them, not now that they're crossbreeding, they're flat, that kind of a thing. So they have to lift really heavy in order to make, to let the muscles pop, right? And they have to go through some loading and loading and loading. But for us, if you try it and begin to load like that, you will just see that you become extra large. I've tried it before. I know. In the days that I didn't know. And then I just realized that I was, I'd gotten to that stage where I was, moderate size and everything was going well. And I'd said to train a certain way. That's why I said you can train your body the way you want to see it. So if I wanted to change my body to be an ectomorph, that's the first one. All I just need to do is pack my strength training and begin to run 24/7. Actually, I've been there before. Run 24/7 and you'll find yourself. You lose all your lean muscles and you will get there. Right? But if you wanted to be both of them sexy at the same time, lean and all that, then do both. You're all good. Even ectomorphs, endomorphs, all of you, if you wanted to, be shapy at the same time, lean and all that, the only thing you can do is do it side by side. It might take a while, but you will get there. That's the only way that you can change your body into something else. Okay? Like I said, if I wanted to change my body into skinny, nothing, then I'll go that way. I'll just start running. But if I want to, it will look like I'm buff. That's the name they call it. Then yeah, I'll stick to my strength training and then put some form of cardio. Now they will say, oh, my cardio must be running. I can't run, or that it doesn't have to be. You can skip, you can cycle, you can swim, you can row, you can. Guys, tell me, you can row. What can you do again? You can do jumping. You can do so many things. Trampoline, you can do trampoline and all of that. Yeah, you can do a sport like tennis. It's very good because remember, they keep running around. Yeah, you can do a sport like that too to keep up with your cardio. Excuse me. So the third thing is, I've explained the body type and what you need to do if you want to change your body type or if you want to stick to yours. If you find out that you pack on weight in a certain part of your body, then if it's your arms or your tummy, then you are the middle one, endomorphia. Okay, so what do you need to do for the third aspect that you need to know about? So I've talked about your body image. That's mindset. That's what people call mindset. You need to change your mindset and all that. Basically, what they're saying that you need to change your beliefs about your body. You know, that one that nobody can see, the image that you have. And then I talked about your body type. And then the third thing I'm going to talk about is your nutrition. Now, and I've explained how you can eat. So if you're a mesomorph, you want to include equal amounts of protein and fat, and then your carbs, you find your sweet spot. I've already explained that. So the third thing I want to talk about is, if you're in the right place, in the right mindset for your ideal body, then you shouldn't be having cheat days. Why? Because you can, you say, oh, my cheat days are the days that I let loose. And then, because your cheat, except if we're all different. Some people, they will eat, certain types of food every single day. And then on those days, they let loose. They have like a cycle. Monday to Friday, everything is good. Friday evening, they'll come back on Monday again. Do you understand? I used to be like that. But if you stop doing that and you eat in moderation, right, then you'll be able to control your ideal body. So you're not eating based on what you want to be. You're letting how you eat dictate what you're going to be. I hope I'm making sense. So if you're in the right frame of mind, then you say, okay, so every day I can have this amount of snack. Those labeled food, the ones that they've called bad food. I can have this amount of snack, and I'll still be all right. Do you understand? If you go through that cheating thing, then you keep going round and round, and then Monday comes, you become sluggish, and then it takes you another 2 days to get into it. That means really you only did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you're back on it again. You get it? So you want to eliminate your cheat days and then backtrack to eating in moderation. You can also do so the other thing I want to talk about with nutrition is, you have to find out, before you go through the second one, I jumped the gun, you want to find out how you want to track your nutrition. Some people, they just have an idea in their mind and they stick to it. Some people, they need to have it set. It has to be set. You have to know how many calories I'm eating and all of that. That's the only way they're going to be good. With some people, you can do portion control. So you know that 1 spoon of rice, 2 spoons of vegetables, 1 piece of chicken or something, and I'm good. Do you understand? But you have to have a guideline. If you don't have a guideline, that means you don't have a goalpost, you don't know where you're going, you can just enter the net and you don't score anything. So you have to find out how you want to track. Some people track by macronutrients. I've done it before. You track, a certain amount of carbs, fat, what's that again? Protein, fiber that you eat every day. It actually really works, but it's tedious. So I think I prefer macronutrients. You know why? Because it teaches you everything about food. There's no way that you go through macronutrients and you won't be able to tell what food is this and what it has inside of it. There's no way, because you track everything. You would know from learning. It's by knowledge. So nutrition, you want to determine how you're going to track your foods. Is it portion control? Is it calories that you'll be counting? Is it macronutrients you'll be counting? And some will say, where does intermittent fasting fit into this? Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's a method of carrying out a diet. So, for example, I can decide to count macros, use macros as my way of tracking and be on intermittent fasting. It's just that I'm using that's the way I'm going to track, but I'm using intermittent fasting to you know what I mean. I say you know what I mean a lot to carry it out. So intermittent fasting is not a diet on its own. It's a method of carrying out a diet. So, I think that's it. There was something I wanted to say, but for some reason it's flown off my head. I think I had it in the first one, and it's a very important thing. Okay, so this is where I start to take questions, so that we can wrap this up. Let's see. Thank you, Folawe. Thank you. Yes, so Tony was talking about sexy look. I think every woman should look sexy. But you shouldn't let that determine how you live now. So let me give you a typical example. I'm in this job. Let's say a cleaner, right? A cleaner, but has a desire to be a boss, has a desire to be a management consultant, or has a desire to be a program manager, or whatever be the case. There's no point hating that cleaner job, doing rubbish at the job, because the rubbish they do at that job is what they're going to do there. So you can enjoy the job, give it your best, right? Live in that moment whilst you're going to that ideal place that you want to be. So what am I saying is, I can't want to look sexy, but not base my life on being sexy. If you base your life on being, that's where unhappiness comes from. So that's when women are like, oh, I can't wear that dress today, it's showing my stomach. Or it doesn't mean that you should wear it. It's just that if you're conscious of what people think about you, say about you, or how they're going to view you and all that, then life is not worth living in that manner. I remember when I had I think it was after my third, it must have been after my third, and yeah, I become a coach then, obviously, and I had this thing like, I must snap back, snap back game. It didn't happen. Second month, third month. I mean, I got to some place, but it didn't happen the way that I wanted it to happen. I wasn't lean, and all of that. And it was such a big deal for me. And I kept thinking, like, what people say. They say that she's a coach, and then she doesn't look the part. Do you understand? Until I gave myself brain. And then I think I saw a picture online, and I was like, how is this person, right? This was me. It was a turnaround for me. How is this person able to command this amount of people? I'm not dissing anyone. She doesn't appear to know anything. She doesn't have a great body either. And people are still listening. Do you understand? I was like, there's something wrong, If you're able to self-reflect and find out there's something wrong about the way you think or what you see, then that's the first point. That's the first thing. If you feel that, oh, my husband demands or expects that I look a certain way, you ask uncle, please, did you give birth? No. Is it you that does all these things in the house? No. Please, do you work and do all these things together? No, please, hold it. I may not be happy with where I am, but let me get there in my time. The first thing you want to eradicate is pressure. Pressure from people. Pressure from whatever. That pressure is what sits on our head, and like, I must get to this place in 3 months. I'm going to go and show them in Nigeria, like I did before. I'm going to go and show them in Nigeria. I must look pengu. I must wear my alternates and all of that. Okay, I think I've said enough. So this is time for questions. Questions. Okay, can I give a brief overview? How do you determine what body type you are? Oh, okay. So let me give a brief overview. So there are 3 types. The first one is ectomorph. Those ones are the ones I called Mo Farah. Let me just use that. So when you see Mo Farah, they're long, they're lean, they eat lots of food, they hardly gain any weight. They hardly gain any weight. They're hard gainers. And they look like those marathon runners. I mean like seasoned marathon runners. I don't mean anybody run marathon kind of thing. Those people are ectomorphs. And I used Mo Farah as an example. So if you want to eat for that, so your answer, by the way, the person that asked the question, an endomorph in the middle. Those with ectomorph body, you can get away with eating more carbs, right? However, it doesn't mean that you can eat anything you want, as it will eventually affect the kind of body that you have. So that being said, you still need to stick to complex carbs, and you still need to have a good amount of protein in your body and fat. With the ectomorphs, you are, where's that second one? Okay, so with the endomorphs, so the first one is ectomorph. With endomorphs, you are stocky build. You have a stocky build, a wider body. You see why I said that that's what you are. You store fuel, both muscle and fat, in your lower part of your body. So it starts from the midriff, and then some people with it in the lower part of the body. You have muscles, but it shows up as fat. So you can tell if you flex that you have muscle, but when you unflex, you can see that it's fat. Do you understand? Those are usually ectomorphs. That said, I'm between ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. And then you have slow metabolism as well. For you, you want to do not too much of HIIT, high intensity interval training. It helps a lot. Why? Because it's a combination of strength training and cardio. So those short bursts, it actually makes your body like it goes into some form of shock, and then it begins to work. Think of, I don't want to think of a dying body. Think of a car that is being that the battery is dead, and then someone uses another, but what's that battery thing that they use, and then they put it on the battery, and then it car, and then it starts to run. So it helps your body to get back into that, and then it starts to run. So high intensity interval training will work for you, and then you want to do you want to your strength training should be like a medium one. You don't want to do like short sets and reps. You don't want to do the short reps like 8 reps. You want to do like 12. Yeah, it helps you to lengthen your muscles, because you remember you're stocky. You want to lengthen it properly. So did I say nutrition about that? So for you want to eat fewer carbs, increase your vegetables, and eat a good amount of fat as well. You can also find your sweet spot. Try it over 2 weeks. Eat a certain one, and then see how your body reacts to it. And then next week, try it again. Try another number. See how your body reacts to it. Or it doesn't have to be a number. It can be size. It can be, however you measure it. Try it out. And with the mesomorphs, you're the middle of these body types. You can be lean at the same time, pack on lean muscles. Yeah. So by lean, I mean slim and then be lean. So slim and lean. Makes sense. Lean and muscular is the word. Lean and muscular simultaneously. So with that, you do half and half. So you do strength training, that's weight, resistance training, all of that, and then you want to do cardio as well. Yes, so that's a brief rundown. Mesoendomorph. How should I exercise and eat for that? But I've just explained it. So if you're a mesoendomorph, that would be like kind of body I have. So I would say you should do half and half. So if you work out, can somebody hear that? They are fought with someone. Never mind. So if you work out 5 days a week, then you want to do 2 and 3. So 3 strength training, 2 cardio, or if you do 6 days a week, then you do 3. Yeah. Or you can do, let's say if you work out 5 days a week, actually, I would say you should do 3 cardios and 2 full body STs. Yes, that would work. Full body STs, yes. Why are you laughing, Flower? Oh, because of that, madam. Yes, you must have fought with one of her siblings. It's telling them off. Okay, so any more questions, please? So I think the bottom line is that your ideal body starts from where? Starts from the mind. Starts from the body image that you have. If you haven't, and this is the rule I go by now. If you haven't left a place in your mind physically, you can't leave it. So what do I mean by that? You have to have left that place. So like I explained, a cleaner is doing the job joyfully, but to her, she's a manager. But she's doing it. She's happy. She's not grumbling. She's not complaining. She has left. In her mind, she has left that place, even though she's doing the job, but she's still doing it well. If you haven't left it physically in your mind, then there's no way you're going to be able to leave it in the physical. Yeah? I mean, it goes down to why they say meditate, so that you can actually breathe in that thing. So you want to dislodge all those body image stuff, all of it, irrespective of who has put it there or how it got there. You want to dislodge it so that you can actually move forward and find out who you really are. Okay. That's me. Thank you all for joining. I think I've answered all the questions. I'm trying to see if yes. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. If you have any topics, so this topic that I'm talking about, somebody actually sent it to me. Ask me the question. So if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, I'm happy to. Just send me a DM, and I'll be happy to talk about it, explain, tell you where you are now, what you can do, and to get to where you want to go. So thank you so much for joining. See you next Thursday, if we're still in lockdown. Actually, yeah, see you next Thursday. Bye. Okay.